these times if you haven't already guessed and heard me say it only a million times. And I guess it's probably my guilty pleasure that I get an opportunity before we start or even while we're preparing to end, and I just listen. I love the laughter. I love the conversations. Y'all should have heard this laugh that Mr. David Oliver just let out. He didn't even know I was listening. Like, I didn't even know he had that type of laughter in him. And I know he's a fun person, but I had never heard him laugh like that, right? And so it is definitely a guilty pleasure of mine that I get an opportunity to listen in on the things that really makes these times that we get an opportunity to share and be together worth it in the end. So what I love to do is I want to say welcome to those that it is your first time. I know we have a first timer here. Thank you for coming. And what I know a couple are on the way. And so what I would like to do and what I always have I've taken in during the end of our year or toward the middle is just to start our meetings like this.
Thank you.
Now, it may not mean much to y'all, but depending on where you're coming from, where you're going, where you just gotta do when you get home later, it's always something. Somebody say always. Always. And busy people understand busy people, so get you one more in, because I would love to have people. Like, we all know that breathing is a necessity, because if you're not breathing, what is it? You dead, right? There is no other option. You dead if you're not breathing. But it's one thing to just be daily breathing like you all are now, and then to take I like to call those like woosah type of breaths, or even Selah moments. You know, I love either of those. You can tag me in that. But welcome and Happy New Year, everybody. Look at the person next to you and say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Now, I know you won't believe me now, but you can set a note in your phone or whatever. But when I tell you we're going to be back at the holidays tomorrow, I mean just that. I hate to rush you, but I understand that the days that we're living in, it's so imperative that we really utilize our time for what we need to utilize it for. Because these days, I cannot believe, or let me just ask, am I the only one tripping that it's already February? Okay, I just want to make sure we're in the right room. So, as we kick off our introduction time, I have, of course, just some fun, I should say, question that we're going to ask as an icebreaker this morning, okay? So what I would love for you to do is introduce your name, the organization you represent, not what it does, or what it do, I should say. Not what it does, but not what it do. But your name, your organization, because that we're going to save that time for lunch. But your name, your organization, and would you rather be invisible or would you rather read minds? Invisible or read minds? I know. You know, some of y'all are a little bit too young to remember Arsenio Hall. He would say the things that make you say, right? So would you rather be invisible or would you rather be able to read minds? So for me, my name is Nina Marie, and I get to serve as your host for the Circle of Caring. And my preference, I would rather be able to be invisible. I want to be invisible. And we'll start at this table to my right.
Hi, my name is Yolanda Duckworth. I'm with the Louisiana Department of Health, the Office of Public Health. I'm the opioid coordinator for Region 7, and I definitely would rather be invisible, because I don't want to know what some people think.
Hello everyone, my name is Caleb Stacy. I represent the Coordinating and Development Corporation. and we are the nonprofit organization that administers the WIOLA grants for Region 7.
For what?
Region 7. So everywhere around and in the city of Shreveport. I'm going to be a bit of a rebel here. I think I would rather go with the read minds part. I know the problems with that, but I feel like there'd be some fun, like, the science behind it could be interesting. The research of, like, thinking and emotions, how much more we can understand a person, that could be very fun, it can help one learn more about humanity and what it means to feel. So that would be my thing.
My name is David McCarter, and I'm here with Community Renewal. And I don't want to read people's minds because I don't want to know anything they've got to think about me, because I spend every day practicing my superpower of trying to be invisible.
I'm Mike Leonard. I'm also with Community Renewal, and neither one of those propositions are appealing to me. So I need a third option.
Neither is the third, right?
And I am Shauna Morris, and I'm with the Mayor Health Caritas of Louisiana. I'm the Mobile Wellness Administrator. And I don't want to read mine. It's going to be scary, but I just want it because I'm nosy. I'm just nosy. I just want to know.
Right. I love the role of honesty.
I'm Crystal Woodford, and I'm representing Dream Team Empire Production, and I would rather be invisible.
Yes.
I'm David Oliver. I'm a retired volunteer with Community Renewal, and I'm so old I remember a TV show called The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
And I also don't know that I want to know how to read minds. I remember the Mel Gibson movie where he could read minds. I may go with reading minds.
Yeah.
If only.
Well, my name is Wade Shinwell with Community Renewal. As I ponder these two things, I don't know which I like the best. I guess being invisible.
Yeah.
People don't know I'm here anyway half the time. It's like, it'd be good.
My name is Mildred Bowman. I represent Calvary Baptist Church, and I'd like to be invisible.
Good afternoon. My name is Lakeisha Lawrence. I'm the administrator at Providence House. I would choose to be invisible. I like solitude a lot, so that'd be right up my alley.
Kim Mitchell with Center for Community Renewal. And there's not a lot of difference between being invisible and reading people's minds, because if you're invisible, you can go in a lot of places where you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And so, but I do think I would just assume reading people's minds. That's a lot more complex. And anyway.
That Kim told my secret, because that's why I would rather be invisible. Because, people, okay, go ahead.
My name is Sharpelle Welch. I represent Community Renewal. I think if I had the choice, I would probably rather read minds. It's intriguing to me, the why behind the what, and digging deeper, and are people actually presenting their authentic selves. And so, like David, I've probably mastered the art of invisibility already, so read minds is what I would do.
My team.
My name is Debbie Washington, and I'm with Northwest Louisiana Technical Community College, and I would like to be invisible. I like when you're invisible, you can sit back and observe, and so I would like to continue to play that role.
I'm Jimmy Graves with Community Renewal, and for 34 years, my wife has been wanting me to read her mind.
Good answer. That's good.
take that gift today.
Don't worry, it's in the as soon as one of these
That's so funny. Love it. Mr. Robert?
I'm Robert Odom. I'm administrative assistant at Community Renewal, and I'd rather be invisible.
Good morning, I'm Rebecca Taylor. I'm the administrative receptionist at Community Renewal. And I would probably like to be a little bit of both. I would like to be invisible and then come back and appear and tell that person what they just said about me. I also read minds because a couple of weeks ago, Sharpelle came to me and she was about to ask me something. And I told her what she was about to ask me, right? Yeah.
So you read them?
And she said, you read my mind? I said, I knew what you was about to say. That's what I do.
Right. And listen, Miss Rebecca, y'all, I cannot do, can we give it up for Miss Rebecca? And could not have her survive last year without her, so that's my right hand right there. And y'all, let's give it up for Mr. Robert, y'all. Mr. Robert does so much in community renewal, and he thinks that he's so invisible. Corey, hold on. He thinks he's so invisible. But I so appreciate you, Mr. Robert, and being able to come in and serve the team of Circle of Caring. I really honor you and thank you so much. And then last but not least, y'all, I finally get to put our caterer. She's always in and out quietly. Y'all, let's give it up for the caterer. So would you introduce yourself, your company, and would you rather be invisible or would you rather read minds?
My name is Corey. I'm from Freeport. My company name is CoC Creole Catering. I've been cooking for about 12 years.
Tell us what's on the menu today.
Today we have chicken and sausage gumbo. We have homemade chili. We have cheddar broccoli soup. We also have broccoli cornbread, salad, and sweets for dessert.
So
I'd probably rather read somebody mind.
You said you have a lot of attitude too.
I want to know. Y'all, can we give it up for Corey for all she does? Definitely, if you're interested in her information, you would love what she's able to provide. And so today I asked her I thought it was going to be a little bit cooler, but that's okay. I just asked her for like a soup kind of bar. And so I asked her for a variety of soups. So I'm excited to take, and maybe it was just, honestly, y'all, I always think about y'all. But today, I was like, oh, I want to taste it. Just because it's hers, you know? And so we are getting ready to do lunch. I'm going to cover us in prayer. We're going to do lunch. And my challenge, somebody say challenge. Challenge. My challenge is that you would sit next to somebody that you want to get to know a little bit better. Now, of course, it's always comfortable. Somebody say comfortable. And I'm turning my back because I don't want you to think I'm looking at you, right? But it's always comfortable to be in your comfort zone. But I'm a firm believer that if you want to be comfortable, you'll never be successful. And if you want to be successful, you'll never be comfortable. The two just don't go together. Right? And so even if you don't want to move, at least have some conversation. What did you do over the holidays? How was the family? All that good stuff, because we know that in these rooms, somebody say in here. In here. I know that's how the kids say it. You know, we work to teach them, right? But in here, we intentionally build and grow positive and caring relationships. And so I do want to encourage you over lunchtime to spend some time getting to know one another. Is that fair? Fair. Okay, cool. Father, thank you so much for today. Thank you for the sunshine, and thank you for the individuals in this room. We ask that you would bless the hands of the cook that has prepared this meal, that it will go a long way in which it was received. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, ladies, restrooms are right here, y'all know. And then, ladies, that much good. I know, of course, I do work to make sure that you all are not too tired when you go back to work. But I thought that it was just going to be a good fix. And so I heard some people say, man, that gumbo, and then everybody say, man, that chili is just. So, always a mission to make sure that we are fed internally and externally, really good, okay? And so, as we just jump right in and get ready to get you all out the door, I want you to take one of these sheets, but I want you to leave it face down until I ask you to turn it over, okay? And so, again, Happy New Year. Happy New Year again, and make sure you leave these sheets face down. But as we concluded this last year, we were able to put out a survey for some of us that was here. We were able to take a survey at our last meeting. And this survey just asked questions about what has Circle of Caring been able to produce or mean to you, and how it has benefited you for being a part. Because if you're anything like me, I'm all meeting out. Anybody else like me? Like, it's just meeting after meeting, and now it's like meeting, and then you got virtual meetings, like meetings on top of meetings on top of meetings. Everybody, yes? Yes, right? And the last thing that I want to do is to just put us or throw us in other meetings. We've spent the last 2 years really working on the culture within the Circle of Caring. And so for those that has been journeying with us, and even our new guests, the Circle of Caring's #1 mission has been to intentionally build and grow positive and caring relationships. Now, somebody say intentional. Intentional. That is a word that actually, this particular year of my life, and I do my new year a little bit different than others, but this particular year of my life, I knew that like all of my life, I'm very intentional. But this particular year, there were specific areas that I knew I wanted to be more intentional in, right? And so, thank you. And so, for an example, with the relationships, because I am a relationship person, within the relationships in my life, I have 4 very close relationships within my family. And so, like, my birthday is the 22nd, my mom's birthday is the 18th, my dad's birthday is the 4th. And so my goal this year, not that I'm gonna hit it all the time, but I'm telling y'all I got some goals, right? My goal this year is that every month on the 18th, me and my mom is doing something. Every month on the 25th, me and my daughter is gonna do something. Now, whatever, it could just be me taking her for ice cream. It could be me writing a letter. It could be something. But my goal this year in my specific close and intimate relationships, I just desire to be more intentional. And so, again, I may not hit it at all because I already let January pass me by. Now, I had it on my list, but I still kind of felt like I was still in the holidays. So then we had the snow, and then we had the rain. And so it does not release me from the things that I have the desire to be more intentional about this year. And so yours may look different. And I have 5 areas of my life, because I was telling students, I had some kids that I did a lock-in with on Friday night. And, you know, as kids, you always hear your parents say, don't rush to be grown, but boy, we can't wait to get 18. Oh, and then baby, it's 21. And then after 21, you want to be 30. And then you feel like you're real halfway grown when you get 40. And then after 40, you wish you can go back to 16. After 30 minutes longer, right? And so I was telling the girls that life is so big, but I have learned to take 5 areas that govern my life, okay? And so within those 5 areas, there is my faith, my family, the fitness side of my life, my finances, and probably one of my favorites of them all outside of my faith is my fun. Type of fun I have in life, right? And so Those are the 5 areas that govern my life in all aspects within my relationships. And so when we think about a new year, and we think about what Circle of Caring has really meant, one of the things that someone mentioned in this survey was that 100%, somebody say 100%. 100%. We was in a meeting yesterday when Matt put this out. It says 100% of Circle of Caring members reported that the Circle of Caring has impacted their sense of community, belonging, and connections. 100% said that being a part of this room has impacted their sense of community, belonging, and connections. Now that's deep. When somebody put that together, that was deep to me. Because not 80, not 90, but 100%. And that spoke a lot to the culture that we built and created within the Circle of Caring, right? So I wanted to pull that out before I just highlighted a couple of other questions that was asked. It says, let me see. Have you noticed any positive changes in the community facilitated by the Circle of Caring this year? Now, thank God for AI, right? Because it takes all of our answers and puts it together. So listen to what it says. It says, throughout this year, positive changes in the community facilitated by the Circle of Caring have been evident to respondents. Organizations have become more transparent, sharing their purposes and missions openly, fostering an environment of collaboration and trust. Somebody say trust. Trust. Specific initiatives such as building houses and events like youth summits, which Circle of Caring has helped highlight, talking about the youth summit that Ms. Yolanda did. Respondents noted increased awareness and involvement among individuals, citing personal growth and knowledge about various organizations serving the community. The spirit of collaboration has flourished. Would y'all agree with that? Within this room, has the spirit of collaboration flourished? Okay. It says evident in initiatives like the efforts that Interfaith is building out across agencies. Participants highlighted meaningful connections and experiences, such as the tours of community renewal, like the MLK Friendship Houses, which showcase the impactful work being done. Overall, Circle of Caring efforts have not only encouraged community support and involvement, but also inspired individuals to become more aware and engaged in creating positive change. That's just one of the questions. And so this year, as I think about where we're going, the number one mission that I have as we build out this year is to really focus on more businesses and churches. The organizations, we always don't show up because we know what it's about to be in the community building intentional and growing relationships, right? But it's the businesses and the churches that needs to be filling out these tables. Would y'all agree with that? We acknowledged last year when I asked the question, of course it was a trick question, but which entities were most important or vital to a community? And the question was posed, which businesses? Is it businesses, is it churches, and is it organizations? And everybody had their answers. But the reality was, all three, somebody say all three. All three. All three are vital to a community. You cannot have one without the other to have a healthy and whole community. So now I want to encourage you to flip your sheets because this year, we spent 2 years building our culture out. But as we go throughout 2024 focuses outside of getting more businesses and churches in these rooms, there's 8. Somebody say 8. 8 represents the number of new beginnings. My favorite number, I start my new year in August every year. But 8 elements are what we're going to focus on this year. We've already discussed common culture. It's the culture in which we desire to build this room, and I think that somebody said we. It's not a me thing. We've done a great job making sure that the culture of Circle of Caring has been welcoming, has been open and caring. And I can definitely agree that the relationships that we've built within has just been amazing. We've shown that within our common culture. But it's these other 7 that as we journey this year, we're going to be focusing more on this throughout our year. So I'm a firm believer that in order for me, and I can only attest to Nia, right? In order for me to get into a room and really go in that room and give it everything that I got, I have to make sure, as the kids say, that the vibe is right. Would you agree with that? Yeah. You know you got to make sure the vibe is right, Mr. David. You get up in that room and that vibe is off. You know the old folks used to say that something's telling you, you better get on out of there. Right? So the vibe for me just got to be right.
We don't know any old folks.
Especially at this table, none, right? But you know you got to make sure that the vibe is right. That's so important. And again, the culture, if you will, of what we've been able to create. And I believe that in order for you to move any further than that, for a person to even come back, they gotta have felt the vibe. Your word may be something else. Your body language, it can be like this, whatever. But you gotta know that this is a room that you are coming back to because you felt that vibe. You felt that connection. Yes or yes?
Yes, I did.
So once you realize that, our next step is to create a safe environment. I think that the Circle of Caring has done an amazing job creating a safe environment. Because before we can go any further, I gotta know that I can trust you. That's right. We talked about that. I gotta know that this is a safe environment, that if I put my thoughts or my ideals out here, then I'm not gonna look at the Shreveport Times and see my ideals on the paper with David McCarty's name next to it. Yeah. Is that true? Yeah. So you have to be able to create a safe environment, and I think that we've done a great job creating a safe environment, while enhancing relationships along the way. You cannot grow a relationship if you don't feel the vibe and you don't feel that you can trust that person. Enhancing positive relationships is not even possible. And then number 4, once we enhance these relationships, then it gives us the force and the support, and even oftentimes tools and resources that we need to do to continue our meaningful work. We all do meaningful work. Whether it's your organization, his organization, their organization, a business, or a church. Meaningful work. But we all need one another. Now, once we can get this meaningful work in place, then we can develop a leadership system. Now, this leadership system, right, is based on what y'all think is based on? Leadership, right? Come on, Wade. Tell me. Right? Leadership systems is based on leaders that lead in a way that it brings a community into a holistic form. You have to be able to put a culture together, because you put a project in place and the atmosphere is toward it don't take one person. That's why even in my programs, Ms. Mildred, I would send a kid home in a heartbeat. Yeah. Because one bad apple, what? Okay. So that atmosphere, the safe environment, making sure that we enhance the relationship so that we can get our work done. The hardest thing to do is work in a very toxic atmosphere. That's one of the hardest things, right? And so being able to put these relationships in place give us what we need to continue the meaningful work. And then it gives us the leadership system that we need to create to continue on. Now, once we have the leaders in place, what y'all think the leader's job is to do? What is it, Ms. Mildred?
I said lead and educate.
Lead and educate. Once your leadership system is in place, the leaders educate. Now, when we talk about the educational system, it's not just K-12. It's not just higher learning. Education is a daily journey. And education can be in just the programs that NLTCC offer. What are these educational things? What does Providence House provide, right? This is the educational system that is put in place that will, in return, at the end of the day, prepare a healthcare delivery system. Now, when you think about healthcare, you automatically think about medical, right? And even in this case, that's what it represents, but it's bigger. Somebody say bigger. Yeah. Somebody say much bigger. Much bigger. It's much bigger than just the healthcare delivery system, because once these elements are put in place and put in place properly, then you're able to effectively deliver a system that will put a community in a healthy state. That's the goal. That will then provide adequate housing. Of course, we're talking about housing for folks to be able to go and live in, but what about an adequate housing that when we understand that the leadership system is in place, then we can adequately house leaders throughout the community. Adequately put people in place to educate, not just in your how to read and write, but educate on character and leadership. Right? Educate on employability skills training, what's available out there. But that only comes in what it looks like to have a community that understands the importance of the common culture, safe environments, the importance of what the relationships look like. And relationships are hard work. Very. I don't care if it's your dog, your cat, your parents. Mr. Jimmy talked about his wife after so many years of her expecting him to be a mind reader. Relationships are just hard work. Your co-workers. And my philosophy to relationships is that most of them are worth letting go, while some are really worth fighting for. Most are worth letting go, while some are really worth fighting for. And you get an opportunity to decide, and as community leaders, there's a lot out there that we can't say, but there's some out there that we can. And our responsibility is just to make sure that we're in the right place and in the right position to do what we've been called to do. And so in closing, this year's number one mission is to get more businesses and churches in this room. The organizations, we can't do it by ourselves. It's going to take the businesses as well as going to take the churches for us to really see the results of what the fruits of these 8 elements could look like in a community that is vibrant and alive. So, any thoughts on this? Questions? Things that make you say, I just wanted to put that out there, y'all. I am really excited. We are working on, with Mr. Kim and Common Agency, we're working on some things, and you've heard us talk about the rollout of this database that I gotta just say, I am excited. And you don't realize, like, when you're just going, you're just going. You don't realize how big things really are until you stop and just be like, dang, that's big, right? But the fact that this database, this Yolanda, you're gonna love it too. Oh, you're gonna love it. This database is a database rolling out. We in the Circle of Caring will be the first to roll it out in the entire state. It is an unbelievable platform that really showcases what a healthy community can look like and how businesses and churches and organizations can thrive to help and support each other for the common cause. And so even if I spend, honestly, the next hour talking about it, it will not give it any service until you lay eyes on it. And so next month, we will showcase like a different type of clip of what it is that you're gonna be looking at, and then we'll really get a rollout, a soft launch rollout to it in March. And so Mr. Kim Mitchell is gonna be leading that time. Y'all, I feel so smart when I'm at the table with Mr. Kim, because this thing is huge, and we had thought about it even in the beginning of Circle of Caring, because we understood that Shreveport-Bossier has great things, but everybody are on these silos and doing it independently. And so this weekend nothing is happening. Next weekend 100 activities are happening, and they all on the same street. I mean, it just is amazing. And so we want to use this database and platform to help curb that a bit this year. And so I am really, really, really excited about it, and I think you guys are going to be too. So any announcements? That's all I have. Any announcements? What's coming up for this upcoming month? Go ahead, Charlotte.
Have all the announcements.
Yeah.
So we are planning our annual croquet tournament for community renewal. It will be the last Saturday in April. If you go to our website at communityrenewal.us, you can register your team, a 2-person team, and you can get in on some early bird specials. This croquet tournament is the most fun you're gonna have legally.
I'm telling you.
I promise. It's raising money for our Adult Renewal Academy, where we teach adults and help them get their high school education. Second event, before the croquet tournament in March, the month of March is International Women's Month. You will all watch the mail, watch your email. You'll be getting announcements about a women's event that we will be having. Exciting time together with lots of activities. And lastly, if you have not been on a tour with Community Renewal, I invite you all to come, have lunch with us, learn about what we do, jump on a bus, see some of the neighborhoods we serve. If you have a staff that you're in charge of, a church group, a civic group that you're a part of, we'll do a tour for your group. We will serve you food and take you on a field trip. So you can call the office to RSVP for that tour. Come and learn what we do, and let's go deeper together. Our tours are every third Thursday of the month. Every third Thursday from noon to 1:30.
I know at CRI we believe in feeding, so lunch. Yes.
Well, let me say, the tour food, probably not gonna be quite up to the stuff that you guys got today, but it'll get you through the show. That's what we're promising.
Any other announcements, any upcoming activities that you all may have coming up in your organizations, businesses, or even at church?
Good afternoon, I don't even know.
It is.
I'm literally going off fumes at this point. But my name is Shauna Morris, and I'm with the Mayor Health Caritas of Louisiana. And I really want to stand up, but we're gonna blame it on the food, the groceries. But I am with Mayor Health, and I'm over our mobile wellness unit, and I do have some flyers that I'll leave as well. But we partner with different entities, and my target is rural areas, and we're bringing care to the communities, different types of screenings, you name it, we want to do it in these rural areas. So my ask is if you're working with any community partner, especially now with the water crisis that's going on. I know I was in Tallulah this weekend. I'm hearing that they're having a water crisis in Waterproof, Louisiana, that they're turning off meters because of the bad water, and it's messing with their flow and their availability to water. So I just want to team up and really do my part in these communities. So if you're working with these rural areas, I'm asking that you reach out, and so that we can bring the mobile unit out, so we can bring some health educations. I partner with like LDH, and we do different types of screening, blood pressure checks, glucose testing. I like to have fun, so we do a lot of line dancing and yoga and music therapy. So a lot of the fun stuff that I'm really trying to do in these rural communities. I'm from Shreveport, so I've been to places I've never heard of before, it's like you blink and you're gone, it's like, okay, something just happened. But I'm trying to get there, so if you know, and I know a lot of our different families live in some of these areas that we can't even pronounce it, and I do the entire state of Louisiana, from top to bottom, and that's why I'm on fumes, because I'm like, I gotta be in Simsport in the morning. And, I'm trying to decide if I'm too full to drive to Alexandria right now. But I look forward to it, and maybe I can, even bring it to one of the meetings that we have here, so we can do a tour and do some things with, mobile units. So, and I look forward to working with community renewal with some of your events that you guys have at the different, houses. And like I said, we can do a lot, everything that we can do in our brick and mortar. Believe it or not, I can't really describe it in words because it's like, it's just a mobile unit, but it's literally an office on wheels. It's a 45-foot unit. It has a big space for health education. It has a television on the inside, 45-inch television. It has 2 individual classrooms with a printer and laptop where they can search their benefits, write a Dear John letter or do a resume. It has a bed in the back that retracts, where we have a dental chair at the bottom that serves as a laboratory as well, because we go to a lot of impoverished communities and we want to take care of our homeless, so we partner with community action agencies and feed them and give them warm garments and things like that. So we can do a lot. So I just look forward to working with you guys. Just give me a ring.
We definitely gonna have a mobile unit at an event or two this year.
We
So
have a lot of, if you know me personally, then you know that I love to have fun and dance and have a good time. So, you know, they may be doing screenings on the inside. We gonna party on the outside. We have a big PDA system. We have a 65-inch television at the bottom of it. The big dominoes, Connect 4. We have jump rope, yoga mats. So we gonna have a good time. Yes, guaranteed.
any other announcements as we get ready to let you go?
Please let us know if you're not getting the emails, because with our extension on our web address being .us, a lot of times it gets flagged if we send out group emails. So we are sending you guys communications on a regular basis. If you're not getting them, please let us know. And please, if you have any events, let us know, because we want to send out advance notice of anything and help cross-support one another in all that we're doing, because it takes all of us to get together and work in communion with one another to make a substantial difference.
Do you have to put it in your contacts for it to come in?
You don't necessarily have to put it in your contacts, but if it's going to your spam filter, you have to tell it to accept it. But yeah, if it's in there, just say why it is. Hopefully it's not going there, but we have a lot of problems with that. And it just is what it is.
All right, ladies and gents, if that would be it, thank you so much. You stay tuned for our next Circle of Caring breakfast. This year we have a consistent schedule to where it is going to be breakfast. So the third, also you got breakfast and lunch. So if you want to go on the tour, make sure you join us for lunch that month, because if you join us for breakfast, you'll do breakfast with us on the third Thursday of the month. And then lunch is the tour, the third Thursday of the month. And then we have lunch the last Tuesday of the month. So sometimes that's the fourth Tuesday, and sometimes it's the 5th. So you'll see more of a consistency this year. We're also going to be traveling a bit, doing a different location here and there, at least once a quarter, to support partners, get other people to those facilities. So we're excited about some of the things that we're rolling out this year. And make sure that you identify, somebody say who? Who? Somebody say who? Who? You. Okay? Identify a business or a church every month if you can, that you can invite to the tables.
When you say business, you mean for-profit?
For-profit. Yes, ma'am.
We want them to know what all the activities that are going on in the community, and maybe kind of get an idea to what the things that they can support. Yeah. Because all of us in this room need funding for what we do, and the businesses, they want to help, but they never know what to do because they're focused on on their own
Making money.
business.
Yeah, the reason I asked that is I was looking at your, 8 elements here, and safety, environment, I was thinking, local police have, community liaison officers who come to things like this, and we've got Louisiana Technical College, but I was thinking that the other community colleges and, the other technical colleges, like the Remington, I think, they went out on Berkeley.
Anthony, look.
I just want to be clear on that.
Absolutely, and that's the point, is to get it out to these businesses and churches, as Mr. Davis said, so that they are aware. And these are the same businesses that are collected in these neighborhoods that your organizations are in. So being able to really, not only get them in the room for relationships, but it's also accountability. Like, come on, we want to support you, but we want you to support us too, right? So, thank y'all so much. That is all that I have. I hope that y'all have an amazing remainder of your weekend, and until the next time.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. You're welcome.